The first concept that you're going to learn today is the concept of melody. Melody is anything that we might sing. When we sing a song, usually we will sing the melody. For example, if we take the song Happy Birthday to You, we will sing Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday to you. This would be a melody. A melody, unlike a chord, which I'm going to explain later what it is, it's something that you play horizontally. Horizontally. Very important. Melodies can be played in literally any instrument. So, I just used the instrument, the voice, to play Happy Birthday, but I can also use another instrument. For example, the guitar. Using the guitar, I will play the melody of Happy Birthday. This is the same thing that I sang. It sounds different because it's played on the guitar. So the timbre, very important word, timbre, it means the color is different. The color is different. But I'm playing the same notes. Da 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 da. It's the same melody. It's the same thing. I will now play Happy Birthday on a piano. And so on. You notice that in the piano I'm playing one note at a time. One note at a time. So melodies, they are always played one note each at a time. You play one note, and then the following note, and then the following note in a horizontal way. That is a melody. Okay, Francisco, I learned what are melodies. I want to learn the melody of this specific song. How do I do it? Well, to play melodies, you would need to learn musical notation. If you are playing any melodic instrument, like violin, saxophone, clarinet, even the piano, you will need to know which notes are the melody. So, for example, in the case of Happy Birthday, we have Happy Birthday. If we just focus on these notes, we have pa 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 pa. We have two times one note, then we have another note which is a bit higher, and then we have back the same note. So we could write it like this. This system of writing was actually what humanity first used to write down music. This is the most primitive system of writing, and as you can tell, it's not very useful. It's more just like something for you to remember that you already know. But if you want to play Happy Birthday, you need to know what are the notes. So there are now two ways of going at this. The most intuitive way, which most YouTube tutorials do, is by imitation. Is by imitating. Well, let's see. I just played on the guitar. I would play it very slowly, and then you would just see which string am I playing, or if I play it on the keyboard, which key am I playing, or if I play it on the clarinet, which keys am I holding, and so on. Many musicians learn with imitation. With this method, you can play literally anything. You can just imitate. You don't need to know notes. You don't need to know what you're playing. However, in this course, I'm going to try to explain to you a better, more thinking approach. In this approach, we do want to know what we are playing. And in the case of Happy Birthday, the first note is a G. And now we'll introduce the concept of musical notes. Notes, I will use them in the Anglophone system. In other countries, like the one where I come from, Portugal, the notes are named do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. But in the Anglophone system, the notes are named A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just like the alphabet. In this course, I'm going to use the Anglophone system. So, we want to learn Happy Birthday. I tell you that the first note is a G. However, the problem is that you need to know where in your specific instrument that note is played. So, for example, if I tell you the first note of Happy Birthday is a G, well, you have to know how to locate it on the piano, on the guitar, or in any other instrument. And that, of course, is a problem. The point of this course is not to tell you exactly where each notes are in every instrument. You can look that for yourself. If you just write G on the piano in Google, you'll find out where it's played. But now, what is important for you to know is a new concept, which is going to be the concept of octave. So, I'm now going to play the G on the piano. So here, it will be the G for the piano. So, we have happy, and then we have another note, and then we go back to the same note. So we have happy birthday. But there are other G's in the piano. There is not just this single G. We can have, for example, a higher G here. So we can play option 1, or we can play, or even option 3. These three melodies are literally the same. I'm playing exactly the same notes. I played, all the times I played a G, and then I played a second note, which in this case it's an A, so Happy Birthday, it has the notes G, G, A, G, but I play them in different octaves. So octave is the place where you start with your melody. You can start with a very high octave, or you can start with a very low octave. Both sound correct. So which one should you play? That's not the point here to know that. The point here is for you to understand the concept of octaves. That you can play the same melody in different registers. Many times we can play Happy Birthday 2 or 3 times in different octaves. To make it interesting, let's say the first time we play it low, and then we play it high. So we can have fun with octaves. Other instruments also have different octaves. It's not just a piano. I will demonstrate it now on the guitar. First, I played Happy Birthday in this octave. But I could have used a higher octave. Again, the same melody. I can also sing it higher or lower. Tu 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 tu. Po 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 po. I'm changing octaves now with my voice. Congratulations! You finished the first chapter of this course. You now know what are melodies. To learn to play melodies, we need to learn musical notation, or in the case of guitar, we can also have used the tablature system. The tablature system is a system where it is written in which string and which fret you should play. The same way, like in a normal YouTube tutorial, they tell you to play that specific string or that specific fret without really knowing which note you're playing. I honestly advise you from the bottom of my heart to know which notes you're playing. If you know which notes you're playing, musical concepts will start to develop in your mind and everything will make sense. You'll be able to improvise, compose songs and everything will be much easier if you know which notes you're playing. As a challenge for you, before you go on with the course, please play some easy melodies. In this course, I will give you some examples. Make sure to play these easy melodies in your instrument before moving forward.